Now moving on to the other big story we are tracking. Ladies and gentlemen, on the live report we have details of a significant development that is likely to take place in a few days from now when India takes up the critical 3.25 lakh crore deal to buy 114 extra Rafale fighter jets from France, which could be manufactured in India with an indigenous content of around 30%. And this is likely to happen at a high-level meeting of the Defence Ministry this week. Sources say as per the proposal, the deal would also include around 12 to 18 Rafale jets to be acquired by the Indian Air Force in flyaway condition. Now, as per the proposal to be taken up for discussion at a high-level Defence Ministry meeting scheduled to held in the next 2 to 3 days, the Indian side is also reportedly asking France to enable the integration of Indian weapons and other indigenous systems into the French aircraft under the government-to-government deal. So we could be looking at a situation where if this deal goes through, and we don't know whether it will, but if it were to go through, we are looking at a total strength of 176 Rafales in the Indian Air Force in the near future. So that's the big breaking news update. 30% indigenous content in the new Rafales. And this is likely to come up for a meeting in a short while from now. In fact, it is going to happen this week, we are told, and the meeting will be at the Defence Ministry. So once again, 3.25 lakh crore, some of the big numbers that we are looking at, 3.25 lakh crore, that's the value of the deal. 114 Rafale fighter jets that India will be looking for. Manufactured in India, indigenous content 30%, and the deal would include around 12 to 18 Rafale jets to be acquired by the Indian Air Force in a flyaway conditions. And as per the proposal to be taken up for discussion at the high-level meeting that is likely to take place in the national capital, the Indian side could also ask France to enable integration of Indian weapons and other indigenous systems into the French aircraft under the government-to-government deal. Now, that was one concern that many experts had on the compatibility of Indian weapons and whether Indian weapons in indigenous systems can be integrated into the Rafale. Whether that can happen will have to be seen. And if approved, this could be India's largest ever defense deal. Largest ever defense deal, and could take the number of Rafale jets in the Indian military to about 176. We already have about 36 Rafale jets in our fleet. 26 of them have been ordered by the Indian Navy. 36 are already in operation. And once approved, this will go up for final clearance by the Cabinet Committee on Security. I have Major General Asthana joining us on the broadcast. General Asthana, of course, there is a lot of debate on whether we should go in for a French Rafale. Even the Russians have been lobbying. But let's get down to why the Indian Air Force needs more fighter jets in this critical situation where we are surrounded by Pakistan, which is being helped by China, and China itself, and Bangladesh.
See, India is the only country in this world which has two nuclear neighbors with which we have the border issues, and both of them are in collusion with each other. And therefore, the aircraft industry of China is helping out Pakistan, so we have both the adversaries getting the fifth generation aircraft in the bargain. With the result, if the kind of squadrons which we expect, I mean 42 was the old figure actually, but forget about 42, we are almost 29 squadrons which are serviceable. So in that case, and the asymmetry between the air power, which is very critical component of the battlefield domination, in that case, if we have 29 and Pakistan has about 21, 22, which includes some of the F-16s and the future induction of the fifth generation aircraft, then we cannot only depend on the skills of our pilots that they will be able to create the kind of favorable air situation and air superiority which we need for future operations. So therefore, we need to buy aircrafts, the fifth generation aircrafts or the state-of-the-art aircrafts immediately. We certainly want to be Atmanirbhar, and therefore we are looking at Tejas, but then there is a problem with engine. Americans have delayed it for whatever reasons, but then the fact is we still do not manufacture engine, and therefore there is a issue to clear this gap. Even our own the medium range fighter that is going to come up in a much later time frame, and we cannot wait that long because the gap between the two and the challenges on the external threat are far too many to be waiting for that long. So therefore, we need some modern aircraft. There is no doubt about it. Certain aircrafts we already needed for our aircraft carrier. Now we raised the aircraft carrier. We have the aircraft carrier, but we don't have the aircrafts. So some of these Rafales are certainly required for the aircraft carrier. And Rafale is a tested aircraft in a manner that we have been able to fit and configure it to our requirement. So in that particular case, I think these Rafales will plug the gap which exists between now and till the time we produce our own fifth generation aircraft. So some gap will be filled, and I think that would be good in a manner that now we are looking at 30% indigenization, although they will not give the source code. But then even a little bit of indigenous capability now, I think is going to perhaps help us out in maintaining these aircrafts. If we make and if we keep increasing the indigenous capability or indigenous content of this aircraft, I think we'll be better off. And I'm sure people who are negotiating will negotiate the transfer of technology accordingly to make sure that it's not only a one-time buy, but it helps us in developing our own technologies and maintaining the fleet of Rafale which we have without external help. Back to you.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll leave it at that.